So, welcome to the new features on Alpesh Patel's special edition of ShareScope. Now, in this CD, I want to show you all the things that I have in the Alpesh Patel special edition of ShareScope, and the other videos later on, including the introduction, will explain how I use the Alpesh table, momentum, breadth, volatility, volume radars, all with my own proprietary indicators, how I use the momentum value screen, the value growth screen, more of which later, the bearish momentum screen and the bullish momentum screen. Now those are all my own, very own features. The issue then arises, okay, well what's new for 2007? Well, let me tell you, and here's some exciting stuff. Let's say you're interested in a stock. Name a stock, any stock. Let's say it is a British Airways. Click on British Airways, let's go to the chart. You look at the chart. Well, this is one of the things that's new in the Alpesh Patel special edition for 2007, and it's this. You have got, for every single stock, you have my commentary for all 3,000 FTSE stocks, all of them. A personalized stock comment from me on valuation, updated every day. When you update the data, this commentary updates, updated for growth with what I think in terms of valuation, whether it's neutral, positive for growth, whether I think it's positive earnings, and for technical analysis as well. I've got views on the whole shebang. Every single stock, as I've mentioned, is covered. So for instance, I'll say valuation, the price to earnings ratio is relatively low, suggesting it may be undervalued. Positive, the ratio of price to earnings growth is relatively medium, suggesting it may be fairly priced. That aspect is neutral, and so forth. Well, that's stock comment on all 3,000 stocks, but it doesn't just end there. For every single stock, you have an Alpesh Patel value growth rating that you can see there. In other words, each stock is rated based on value and growth criteria from 1 up to 10. This means 9 in this case means it's a good value growth stock. In other words, it's got good value and good growth. As you can see with British Airways, it's been rising sharply for a number of months, and yet it still has, according to me, great value. But that's not all. It doesn't just mean that the stock is undervalued based on price earnings ratios and so forth, everything which of course I describe and explain on the info center on here, on the software when you get the Alpesh Patel ShareScope Special Edition, but also I explain what momentum rating I have for every single stock. In this case, for bullish momentum, they're graded A, B or C. Any stock you're interested in, I let you know if you're a short-term trader whether it's an A grade, a B grade or a C grade. Obviously value growth ratings are more relevant for longer-term investors. In other words, this software has something for all traders, long-term, short-term, every category. And also I give an overall rating which is on this cover, on this shaded area, everything from, which covers everything from momentum to value and growth, and that's the overall rating that's on there. It doesn't stop there. As I said, I've got that for every single one of 3,000 stocks, but I've also got it in table format. If you said to me, Alpesh, I want you to tell me FTSE 100 stocks, and then I want you to tell me, I want you to rate them on your value growth rating, I can rank them like this. Guess what? I can also do it by bullish momentum rating as well for every single stock, and my overall rating as well. So for instance, I can see here Rolls-Royce Group is both a value growth rating of 9, bullish momentum A grade, and an overall rating which is pretty high as well. And you can see on this that virtually every criteria that's there, it meets. Valuation positive, there's just one neutrality here, growth positive, positive, technical positive, and positive. Well, what does that mean? I found a stock that I'm interested in, whether I'm a short-term spread bettor or a longer-term investor. What would I do next? Well, I look at the chart and I might think to myself, how does this look for the year ahead? Quite like the look of it. Of course, in the other videos on this CD, I go into more detail on all the other criteria, how we use all these other things there. But for now, just to recap, for 2007 you've got a stock comment on every single one of 3,000 stocks, and that stock comment is updated daily, as you can see. But not only that, you've got a value growth rating, a bullish momentum rating, and an overall rating. Those are explained in far more detail later on the info center on the software. But it doesn't just stop there. Let me tell you what else is new for 2007 that we've introduced to this. Our newsletters. The newsletters are longer and bigger and better. This is a monthly newsletter that you get automatically into the software, which covers things like the market. I've got graphs in there. I explain what I like the look of for the month ahead, which stocks look good, and so forth. I then go into my views for individual stocks for the month ahead. You can click on the stocks and immediately it'll take you to the ShareScope. You'll be able to see the charts. This is all for the Alpesh Patel Special Edition users for the stocks that I like every month. And look at this, I even go into minute detail like that on each one of them, and updates month on month. I mean, it just doesn't get better than that. Yeah, good. But it gets better still. In 2007, the improvements we've got means that whatever type of trader you are, for instance, if you're a short-term trader, that means you're holding for 1 week to 3 months, these are the bits which are relevant to you from the Alpesh Patel Special Edition. For instance, the Alpesh Bullish Rating, which I have for every single stock out of 3,000, that'll be relevant to you. The Momentum Radar will be. The Breadth Radar, the Volatility Radar, the Volume Radar that I have on there will be relevant. Volume Growth, not so much, because that's for longer term investors. Momentum Value, Bullish Momentum, Bearish Momentum. I give you all those radars and screens which will be relevant to you. If you're a longer term investor, then these things will be relevant for you. My value growth screen, my Alpesh Patel value growth rating, and my overall rating. If you're a chartist, then I tell you what's relevant for you. If you're into fundamentals, then these parts are relevant to you. If you want to start with my stock ideas instead of working out which stocks you like, then I give you stock ideas, and these bits of the program are relevant to you. If you want to have your own stock ideas and then use mine as just analytical tools as a second opinion, then these parts are overall relevant to you. One way or another, Alpesh Patel Special Edition of ShareScope is relevant for short-term, long-term traders, chartists, fundamentalists, people who want to start with my ideas or want to have their own ideas and mine as a backup. What I'm telling you is it's ready and made for everybody out there.